We're live. Hello.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning. Why is it telling me I need an update? Yeah, okay, but not now. Okay, later.
Hope everybody's having a good morning.
Hmm. This has been a very hectic and sad morning for us. Or me. I mean hectic not because of the sad news, but I also heard sad news. And because I wasn't online yesterday in the evening. But anyway, my condolences go out to everybody who knew Robin and her friends and her YouTube friends.
My condolences.
What's that? Oh my gosh, why I pressed low. Right. It's very sad news.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, so despite the fact that we lost a reseller and a funny person, and anyway, I always enjoyed our talks. Very funny person. And,
Yeah, she was sweet.
I mean, I know like sometimes you're friendlier sometimes, and then you lose touch sometimes, and that happens in life. But
Yeah,
it's a very big loss.
Yeah, she was so talented. Oh my God.
Definitely. And yeah, she played musical instruments. She did DJing. She did the art. She was truly creative. And then she was making jewelry too. I'm having a frog on my throat. So how is everybody? Let's go down the list and see who's here. Scarlett was here, and she
Hey, Scarlett.
Yeah, she lit her candles. Ashley.
Hey, Ashley. Debbie's here with her number one.
Hey, Anne.
Hey, Anne.
Hey, Teresa. I'm going down.
Bjorn. Teresa.
Debbie, Teresa, Debbie, Teresa.
Right, the turtle in this, and yes, Argyle.
That was actually the first thing I thought was hysterical. I mean, I saw her on she was kind of a sidekick on somebody's auctions that I used to watch, and that's how I saw her. And then somebody was saying, "Did you see Argyle?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then she came live on Victoria's show, and she was hysterical. And I kept saying, "But how do the eyeballs?" And she's like, "It's not a real sock. It's not a puppet. It's."
Darlene, how you been, girl?
Hi, Darlene.
I was asking somebody about you the other day.
Ken's here. Hey, Ken. Hi, Darlene. Darlene, it has been ages that I've seen you.
It's been ages. I hope you're well.
And Donna's here, your sister.
Hey, Donna. Oh, I missed her.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Teresa, I missed Donna. Hey, Pearl.
Must be an inside joke. Oh, Pearl.
It was, because she says I told her she missed Donna on one of the chats. So now she makes a point to say hello to Donna.
Yes. Well, good morning, everybody.
Yes.
And she said she didn't.
You did, most certainly. I know, Darlene.
We missed you. What's going on? Are you still doing the was she doing the bead art? She was doing the bead art.
Yeah, the bead art. Mm-hmm.
How's it going with that? I mean, like, I don't want to really spring it on anybody because I know some people said, like, we lost a dear friend, but I mean, when I saw that, I was like, I'm really out of the loop. I put my YouTube off at night for the most part. I will occasionally go on at night if I know something special is happening. But yesterday was a very busy day. We're closing on a house next week, and I had to get. I was trying to get my car repaired, and they told me it could cost, I think, about $1,400 just for the diagnosis, not including the repair. And I thought in my head, I don't want to pay more than $1,000 for the repair. So I was like,
right,
that's crap. And we were getting insurance for the house and, that kind of stuff. So, I was on with the title company, and I was on with the insurance agents twice. It was just a lot.
Yeah.
All day long. Anyway.
She says she stopped, but she's for a bit, and she'll be getting back into it.
When it's nice and I hate to say it, but I mean, I feel like I should have some. I'm going to be living in a very hilly, mountainous, curvy, small roads, like one lane bridge kind of area. You know,
In the
where
boonies, y'all. No.
really in the boonies for real. I mean, like my neighbors are sheep and ponies.
Sheep
And
and ponies.
it's sheep and ponies. So yeah, the houses are kind of few and far between. There's farms. It's going to be really pretty, but I think like the first ice storm or snowstorm, I'm going to say screw y'all, screw that road. I'm not going.
Right.
uh, anyway, I'm going to need to have some crafting or at least terrific internet that won't go. Maybe a generator. Maybe that's something to consider. I don't know. You know, you can have a generator, and
I was gonna say that might not be a bad thing where you're going.
you know, it might be good for the lights, but it doesn't necessarily mean you'll have internet. But
That's like a staple here.
yeah. I mean, we a lot of people out there when they don't have central air conditioning or ducts, they get these mini split ductless units, but they're good for heat and for cooling.
Mm-hmm.
And this house happens to run on very expensive heating and cooling, so
What's a mini split?
a mini split means that it's ductless. It's like they put this
on the wall,
and then it has like they put these. I don't know if they put the pipes, but yeah, you know how like I think in your office they have like the.
Okay, I was gonna ask you, is that one like I have in my office?
Yeah, it's like what you have in your office. Like each room has one of those things on the inside, and it goes down. So you can either get one really big unit and have all those white, you know, the hoses going all around the house, or you can get one on each side. Yeah, the country, you like living in the country, so quiet. You love it. I'm from Manhattan, New York City. And I lived in the Bronx for like 40, and I don't like to say the number of years. And then I moved out here. So, and this seemed suburban to me, and it's really not. I live in a town. I could scream at my neighbors, meaning I could yell out, "Hey!" and they hear me.
Yeah.
You know, you can kind of hear them yelling, and if they sneeze, you say, "God bless you."
Yeah.
But I think here no one's going to hear me. I scream at the dogs. Maybe it might echo through the valley.
You might need a medical alert. Oh my God.
But
Debbie said she just received the last thing she ordered from Robin. Wow.
Who said that? Debbie. Oh.
Debbie.
Oh, Debbie. It's sad. I mean, I really enjoyed our chats, like after Victoria's show, when we all used to go in there, and that's how I mean, I always knew of her. I didn't know her till then, and then through that we, hey, Papa Smurf,
hey,
we used to then like, I mean, we spoke privately several times, and she was very special. That's all I'm gonna say. And people were writing, you know, there was like a big loss in our community, and I didn't really know it this morning who it was, because I just didn't know. And then you told me, Teresa told me, and then you told me, and I was like, oh, that's so sad. Oh yeah, Pearl, you didn't see any pictures of my house? Should I show a picture of it?
We showed pictures of your view that day.
Well, I think I put the house up in the background. Here, let me show. Okay.
Jennifer Hayes, you forgot it was Thursday.
Jennifer. All right. This is the house. It's in front of a mountain, and this is the view of the mountain in front of the house. It's like when you're looking from the platform over, you see this little doodah. There's blueberry bushes. There's this like sitting platform with a fire pit, and it has shade. And when it looks forward, I'll show you the view. I have it.
I want to go sit on your platform and have some coffee.
You're welcome to come. There's blueberry bushes, other kind of bushes. Okay, this is the view of the valley from the platform. And you see, it looks better in reality. You see these rolling hills and then the mountains in the distance and farms, and over that little
Hey, Jane.
over that stripe of bushes is that's where the sheep and the ponies live. Hi, Jane. And this is kind of a more close-up picture.
Beautiful.
Pretty mountains over there. It looks, and this is like, there's a porch with like lovely plantings around it. And this is the view from the porch. It's very nice in the front. I mean, I'm very I love the outside of this house. There's no doubt about it. It's kind of like my dream landscape for being inland. I do love a marina, and beach water views are definitely the top. But if I had to pick a inland, this is what I wanted. So I'm very happy. I mean, like I said, the house is just a house. It's a regular house. It's not like super special or anything. They painted the cupboards a weird color, and like the flooring's a strange color. But in time that could be changed. But the outside can't be changed. You can't change your property. So, I mean, you only can change it if you move, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Hey, Joyce.
So who came while I was doing that?
Joyce.
Joyce. Hi, Joyce. Joyce. So anyway, good. So Jane said, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, it is. It's heavenly. It's like.
Right, Jennifer?
What did Jennifer say?
It's a good thing you like it, because you're going to be spending a lot of time.
That's for sure. And especially since my car right now isn't really working. So we have paint changes, everything. It's true.
Yeah, that's so true, Jane.
Now, I know my husband said, I don't really want to be painting anything in that house, but I did. So I'm not good at painting.
How much you want to bet he's going to be painting, y'all?
Because you know why? Because I said, like, one little phone call and somebody could come. Yeah, location, you're right. Yes. I mean, quite frankly, I know that this is very extreme, but my husband's an architect. I know, like, in his mind, he would be thinking, I could push out the house that way, and, and if we needed that. And I'm like, he always was like, in the other house that we had the contract on, he was saying, we can't change that house. It's just, it has to stay the way it is. And I'm like, so? And he's like, but I wanted to have a lawn, like a mud room. And I'm like, I go, you were already redesigning the house? I'm like,
I do too, Jennifer. I do too.
Everything runs in his head. Even when we're eating supper and we're in a diner and he sees that the moldings aren't lined up, or the window is like, one window is like two windows might be in line and then one's in the air, and he's like, what is that? Why? It makes no sense. And I used to think he was such a deep thinker, and I didn't know what he was thinking about, and I didn't realize it was pretty much 90% like the moldings weren't done right. So
right.
Yeah, it runs through his head constantly. You can't get away from it. And we were watching something, and he said, oh, so people are paying. We were watching these like hotels that people stay in that were really expensive. And he said, he's just saying, he goes, so people are paying $3,000 a night for an architecturally horrible. I'm like, shut up. Well, it's true. When you start doing jewelry, Jane, you probably have done this. Like, I look at when I was seeing movies and I started doing jewelry, I'd be like, oh wow, the earrings, like, it was it the Lord of the Rings? And I was looking at the elf jewelry, the elf people. I was saying, oh, I really like their jewelry, and You know, and I had a friend who played guitar professionally, and he said he always heard the guitar in every song. So yeah, you do that. It's like once you're used to something like that. Anyway.
So we're just waiting on the contractor to call us now.
Mm. So you have exciting stuff too. I'm closing next Thursday. We're gonna have to either go on Wednesday or Tuesday or Monday. But I'm not going to. Oh, even back in the day, I worked for Iams Yukonuba, and somebody was feeding a dog a biscuit, and they took down an Iams box and they pulled out a biscuit. And I said, "That's not an Iams biscuit." And someone said, "What are you talking about?" I go, "Well, the box says Iams, but the biscuits in the box are not Iams." And they said,
Oh.
and I said, I work for the company. I know what their biscuits look like. So anyway, it's just things you notice. When is he supposed to call?
Go ahead. What?
When is your contractor calling you, Phil?
Well, we mailed them a check for $29,000. And as soon as that they get it, we had to mail it to Baton Rouge, so they should have got it the next day. So Garrett's going to call them. So the next step is that the contractor will call, tell us when we have to be out. And then there it goes. I'm assuming that's how easy it's going to go. But, this has not been an easy, not hard, but it's been a tedious, long, drawn out, red tape kind of stuff, So we've been trying to pack some more because we had kind of stopped. I kind of got discouraged.
Or did you get distracted?
A little of both. But I felt like, why move? They haven't told us nothing. They didn't call us back. And the lady called us and she goes, "You only have 17 days on your contract." And I'm like, they were supposed to be put it in deferral where we wouldn't have had to come up with the money, that they were going to, say not paint the interior or, stuff like that to a lot. But they said they couldn't do it, that we had to come up with it. So it was $36,000 total. Bye, baby. Be careful. Love you.
But it should be to give you a whole brand new place with even brand new fixtures too.
Yeah, so, I think new appliances. I think.
Well, it the one you showed me had new stuff. So
right.
if you should be, I think at this point you should be getting it. I mean, obviously if you have nothing, anything is more than you have. But in the scheme of life, that's a fantastic price to pay back something and then get the rest.
Exactly.
Because anyway, it's just a fantastic, what they're doing is a fantastic thing. And I hope it all works out.
I hope so.
Yeah, it'll work out. It'll be fine. It'll be good. I just hope that it's quick because I know being displaced isn't going to be easy.
Right. Especially with kids who have their isms. She just left and she knows I'm live. Why would she call me?
The same reason why I get messenger messages that ask me, "Are you live?" And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" It's like I
wonder what I'm doing. I'm trying to put this together while we chat.
Well, I mean, I think Jennifer, part of it was because she had you had to pay back something first before you got this.
Yeah,
you get it. Yeah.
I mean, we made a loan for the first $7,000, and then the $29,000 we had to do something different, and it's not like I had it sitting in my back pocket.
Right. No, if you had hundreds of thousands of dollars, you would have fixed your house.
I wouldn't have needed the program. Exactly. Right. And then, and then I'm worried, okay, are they going to start? And then we're going to have another hurricane. And
as far as I know sometimes it feels, thank you, Pearl. I know sometimes when you feel, and thanks everybody who's
thank you.
Well wishes our way. We appreciate it. Somebody was just saying, if you start out when you're young, so your daughter has a chance and your son has a chance, and you save at least 5% of your child for the rest of your life, you will have savings.
We don't have right.
Now, my mom used to say, after your expenses, save 50%
Hold on, I'll be right
of your
back.
earnings.
I'll be right back.
You know, don't blow your money on eating out and clothes. Like, just save it, and then you'll have your nest egg, or the money for, you know, if your teeth break, you can fix them. Whatever it is that you need. It's like the rainy day fund, or it could be your retirement. So they knew that my father didn't have a good retirement fund, so they saved a lot of money. They like lived very, very frugal lifestyles. I mean, you know, I think if you have smaller goals, and you know, traveling is nice, but like, I'm just saying, when you have time to travel, you usually don't have money, and when you have money to travel, you usually don't have time because you're working hard. So, and right now I do have the fur babies because I figured I'm not traveling the world. I might as well have that's like my new family, my husband and my family. You're barking at me, Precious? Come on, Precious. She's probably barking because somebody got to go outside and she didn't get lifted. Are you barking at me? Precious. Meanwhile, I put the gate up on the stairs so the dogs can't come upstairs today. I'm doing this upstairs. Oh man. Well, yeah, we love our dogs. Like, that's why I always said it. If I'm going to do a live, it would be live from the doghouse, because this house I dubbed the doghouse when I got it, because it had a fenced-in yard, and I couldn't have dogs where I lived in New York City. But of course, I moved out of New York City, and they changed the rules of my building to let dogs in. But yeah, it's much nicer to be here with dogs than there, I'm sure.
So my impulsive son
Okay.
had one of the companies for like internet TV, all that stuff, come out to install cameras and a ring doorbell. And I'm like, I told the little guy, I'm like, no.
They're tearing the house down, and like,
that's what I told him. I said, I said, just cancel it. John makes me crazy.
I mean, look, I understand wanting that stuff. It's like kind of it. I want that.
A lot of his stuff had got stolen in the yard.
I get it,
but
I would want that for my property, especially like when we're going back and forth. I feel like I would have they always say if you have those things, usually the crime goes down. Although I've seen lots of pictures on the internet of people filming their Amazon packages getting stolen.
Getting thrown, stolen.
They don't seem to care. Yeah, but they're going to tear down the whole house. So they're
Exactly. So it's useless and pointless, and the boy doesn't think. And maybe he did a long time ago and they're just coming out now. I don't know.
I bought an air mattress so that whichever way we're doing it, like, so we stay out there before we move all the furniture.
Yeah.
We'll have a place to at least sleep, not on the floor. And
that would be nice, not to sleep on the floor.
And I have, I can't do that. I might could if I had like a pitcher of margaritas.
Well,
but you know,
feel very great.
I wouldn't do that, and yeah, it wouldn't be a pretty sight. I don't drink, so one sip of a margarita might send me into like a very bad situation. Although I seem to be able to have at least 2 shots of vodka before I get insane, but only 1 shot of tequila will send me. Ugh.
That's true, Ron. If they don't know, you know.
Well, that's they sell that at the Dollar Tree. I would think that the criminals know. Maybe. Do they know?
Well, you know, you've ever seen the dumb criminal things?
Yeah, but there's a new kind of thing I thought criminals were doing, and it's sort of like they get together with another bunch of criminals, and they raid stores so that the stores can't do anything. Because if it's like 8 people running in at once stealing stuff, tequila makes me. I'll just say, back in the day when I drank gin and I met people like men, even if they asked me out for a date, and then I went on the date with them, and I'm thinking, I met you. You're the guy. In my mind,
Was it you?
I'm like, gin must make. It's like, you know how they say beer goggles. I had gin goggles. So with margaritas, it was more like I'm falling asleep like instantly. It's not a good thing, especially if you're in somebody's house and you're
That's
drinking
funny.
like more than 2 or 3 more shots of ugh, tequila. I'm like, I'm out. Yeah, not that good.
I can't drink anymore. I mean,
Well, okay. Let's just face facts. When I started drinking tequila and I could handle like a few shots, I also had like a 25-year-old liver or a 30-year-old liver. And now my liver is, the 60-something-year-old liver can't handle it. I can't. I asked somebody once, I go, why is it that I can't even handle any alcohol? And they said, because you're old. And I'm like, no, but it's a scientific
that could
fact
be it.
that you can't process the same. You can't process it in the same way. It just hits
Right.
your bloodstream quicker because the liver doesn't do its job. And yeah, I'm like, I'm a cheap date now.
Oh.
I mean, I basically can have a regular iced tea and I'm okay. I mean, sometimes what are those things that come, something White Claws are nasty, but they have hardly any alcohol in them. And I had one. It's called a White Claw, and it's like a flavored seltzer with a touch of alcohol. And I had one thinking it was a seltzer, and then I started to get drunk on it. So I don't get it.
Oh wow! Pearl says she saw on her phone they raided a Costco in New York.
Oh, Darlene, have a good day. She's leaving.
All right, Darlene. Thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate it, and yeah, just keep in touch. I hope you have a good day. Yeah, the Costco, well, they closed down a Target in Manhattan, and the second Target started getting targeted. And they said that they want the employees to stop people if they're stealing $50 worth of stuff. And I thought, is your life worth it? Because I saw somebody got punched in the face when they said, stop. And they turned around, they punched, and then he ran out. And I'm like, yeah, not going to happen.
Yeah.
They really
here with no drink.
Canned drinks are horrible.
I know they got so many of the drinks now in the little cans. It's crazy.
So there's a few things going on in Pennsylvania that we do want to see that are happening at various times. One is a meteor shower. One is like it's like an agricultural fair that's a big deal, and I want to see that.
Me too, Jennifer.
What is
she said she hates those salsa crabs.
Yeah, well, I don't like it. I just, sometimes if the only choice is like regular soda or something else. I mean, like if I take a beer and I have 3 sips, I'm like, I feel like it's a waste for someone that really loves beer and would drink the whole thing. So I sometimes say, if I take a beer, will you finish it? Because yeah, I mean, different places have different rules, and I thought in California it was way higher than $50 that they didn't even prosecute. And I just thought, at one point, are they just gonna almost like, I don't know how, you can't just say you can't come shopping, but if you start locking up everything on the shelves, then it's like, why not just shop online? It's not fun.
They got this little Cajun guy who makes videos, and he goes, y'all, he said, I went to Walmart. He said, I went to get some drawers. He said, they got the drawers locked up behind glass. He said, I can understand electronics, but drawers?
I understand. Like, the whole reason why I don't like buying clothes online or shoes is because, I mean, I guess I'll shop for shoes in a place you can return. But yeah, sometimes you want to feel it. Like, you want to say, is it soft or does it feel like paper? Right. Or, is it going to fit? There's benefits for going in person. You know, something looks more pretty in person. Let me tell you, my husband ordered some shirts from Amazon, regular shirts. And when they came in, one of them was green on one side, but it had a gold lame, like in the light when it had like two tones. And he said, they didn't say anything about the gold tone in it. And he says, he's like, can you get rid of this for me? I don't know, sell it, throw it away, donate. I don't know. And I'm like, you ordered this? And he said, it didn't look like that online.
Well, it never does, you know.
Oh. And yeah, and some of the fabric is so paper thin that, I mean, look, come on. Like for a man, it still looked a little weird even for a man. Like you could see, like, I don't know, everything under the, it's just a, why?
You can see his man boobs.
Man boobs, man hair, man anything. And so, anything.
Hey, G!
Hey, G! G!
How's the house?
You're right, Jay. Yeah, how's
your day?
You're right. I mean, and I'm very close right now to a place where you could return stuff. And pre-wedding, I was buying things online, and I bought a couple of dresses from Amazon, and so I returned them, and they said they didn't get one of the returns back. And I thought, well, one of the employees is obviously, they either mishandled it or took it because I returned it. And then they said, we're recharging. I'm like, I'm not paying for something I returned. And they finally like agreed with me. But one thing they said, no, they weren't. They said, you got a refund and it was delivered at some point. And I said, but I was fighting them about that too. I'm like, the person I sent it to said it wasn't delivered. And I don't, you know, sometimes it's not worth it. It depends how much it's going to cost. Right. I bought a coffee pot it was a Black & Decker. It was only $30, but only 30. I can't afford to just give away 30 and 30 and 30. Within 12 uses, the heating element overheated, cracked the pitcher, the carafe, and coffee like leaked out all over everywhere. I'm like, I'm going to call them and ask if they could do something for me, because when I went on there, they said contact the manufacturer, and I'm like, brother.
That's okay. Yes, my sister thought Thursday was yesterday, so.
I asked if my friend who dog sits for me would do it for 2 days in a row if we wanted to stay, and he says, if you pay for my cabs, I'll do it. And I'm like,
so he'll leave at night and then come back?
I'm like, yeah, and I kind of feel like I wished he would just stay here and be with them, because I think that it's the nighttime where they're more like, Roxy's she has such separation anxiety, and we had some thunderstorms for the last 2 nights, and last night she was like out of her mind, literally shaking. And then she had to pee, and Tony went out with an umbrella, and she just went out. And while it was lightning and thundering, and I thought, if this dog is venturing outside, she's desperate to pee.
Wow. Yeah, that's true, Jane. The manufacturer's warranty, she was saying.
Quite frankly, I think I don't even know if I saved any of the paperwork or anything. But, I mean, at this point, I don't even know what happened to the box for that thing. So if I had to return it, I'd have to put it in a different kind of box and just have it loose in a box. Which doesn't matter because it's broken anyway. It's trash is what it is now. Yeah, I had a Mr. Coffee maker, and I don't know if this is just going to say don't bother with inexpensive coffee makers, but it literally lasted a month, and we hardly used it. I bought it when my mom passed away for her, like, for the repast, if you know what I mean, like for people coming over for the lunch, and then it was like, it didn't work after that. Contact the manufacturer. I mean, yeah, China. Some of the descriptions, and I've been noticing reviews. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for I don't know what I was looking for, but different companies, the reviews were worded exactly the same, and I thought something's fishy here because these are
Yeah.
obviously different companies and different
Mm-hmm.
things, but they're saying I live in and it was the same
Right.
They go,
Hey,
how does
Jade.
the product work?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy.
Hi,
Some of
Jane.
these, I think they pay people to do reviews that are bogus.
Well, the Vine, the Vine people who like are at, it's an Amazon thing. They'll give you free items to review because they like the way you review.
Mm-hmm.
But there were situations where people, I mean, Tony got something for he didn't order, and he said he called Amazon. He's like, I didn't order this. Why did it come to my house? And she said, oh, sometimes those manufacturers send it to people, and then they put their own review in with 5 stars. And I go,
Mm. Right. That's good, Debbie. Exactly, Jane.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't want to say anything. I mean, like my husband is very. He's kind of like to the point where if it's either going to be a hassle to return something, or if he feels well, I used it and then it broke, so it's my bad. And I'm thinking, not necessarily. You know, if you didn't use it, the thing I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking about was he didn't want to return. We put this. We had a rock. Not a rock. We had a squirrel in our attic. We bought like rodent deterrent spray, and we sprayed the hole where the squirrel came in, and the next, like within hours, the squirrel was back in there. So he's like, I said, I paid $35 for that spray. I want to return it. And he goes, you used it. I go, I used it and it didn't work, so I'm returning it. I don't feel bad about returning that.
Right. Oh, I'm glad you're home, Jade.
Let's see. I didn't read what Jade had said. She was, oh,
Oh,
I'm
she was in
sorry,
the
Jade.
hospital.
I hope you feel better. I hope it's resolved. I know sometimes hospitals like let people leave, and some people have repercussions. I'm still wheezing from that bronchitis I had. I'm not comparing it to anybody's illness. I'm just saying for me. And I'm wondering when are you going to feel better? Like when do people does your
It
body
just drags on and on.
does it ever
So,
heal? I mean, I feel overall better, but like when occasionally I get out of breath and I start wheezing.
mhm. Right.
Glenn's
Hey,
here.
Glenn. Hey,
Hi, Glenn.
Glenn.
How are you? So, to the people that are coming in, I mean, should we say that there was a death in the reseller family? And if you don't know about it, maybe you can go online, or should we just say it was Robin? And they were asking if anybody knows any details about her life, like in general, of her like personal family, to contact them, like Rhonda.
Yeah, it is
Very
sad.
sad. It was very sad.
Yeah, we're sure.
Yeah, we're sure. We're sure.
Don't know details, but they said they'll let everybody know when they have them. So, what are you doing today?
Uh, for some reason, our our neighborhood turned into Louisiana, and it's been hot and humid every single day,
Ah,
and
well.
we get like rainstorms every night.
Mm-hmm.
So and
Brought a little bit of me to you. That's all.
I don't, I mean, I don't have any air conditioning, but a friend of mine asked, the same one who does the dog sitting, if I would take him to the supermarket, and I said I would. Yeah, it's very sad. So I said I would take him, but he said, you know, when even if it's 85 degrees and humid, or if it's raining, I have to keep
Mm-hmm.
the windows wide open, or I'm gonna be very kind of sad. But I
Yeah,
wonder
Glenn. He was
what.
saying the New Orleans meetup. Glenn and I cooked spaghetti one night. So Robin was eating cold leftover spaghetti on bread. She made a spaghetti sandwich. It was
She
gross.
talk about that a lot, actually. How it's really good, and don't knock it till you try it.
I know she tried to get Garrett to try it. He's like,
I've had cold. I've had cold everything because I'm very. I've been like, have you ever felt like really, really lazy and you just want to eat cold stuff out of the fridge? Like some people go, how can you eat cold food? I'm like, I eat it. It doesn't
cold
taste
chicken or pizza, but not spaghetti.
I've had it, but like even cold pizza, when you heat it up, sometimes it tastes way better, and sometimes it doesn't really taste way better. So, got to know your pizza, I suppose. But
that's right.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't even seen Devin online at all. I mean, not that I don't know. I mean, I'm really out of the loop at because people who do night stuff, I mean, anyway, getting back to food, I'll just get back to food. I don't go on the internet at night too much, but I like cold chicken.
I like cold fried chicken because I don't like chicken warmed over in a microwave. It has a funny taste. But if I put it on a stone and stick it in the oven, it's good. Bye, Ron. Have a good day.
Bye, Ron. Take care.
Jennifer.
Who is a troll?
She's talking to Scarlett.
Oh, Scarlett. Scarlett, I used to go to T and Donna's auctions, and Scarlett was Toilet Girl, and they said, "Oh yeah, you were our troll," and then we just kept you. And
she said she's not a troll.
Why does Tony always leave while I'm live? The sun's coming out, which is like, you know, for some things it's nice, but not for people with no air conditioning. So I have to call an HVAC guy, and he said, because I called to get my stove repaired, but I had a warranty on the stove. I mean, like, you know, an active warranty that they would come and fix. And so they're fixing it, and I don't have to pay extra because I've been paying like $13 a month for like my whole entire life. Mm-hmm. So basically I could have bought 3 stoves. But anyway, I don't have that on my AC and my furnace. And they cost so much just to come in. That guy cost like $400 just to give an event. Like, why do they have to charge so much? I can see charging me $100 service charge, even a $200 service charge. Mm-hmm. $400. That's like mind blowing to me.
Yeah, well, it is.
But because you know why? Because it's hot, and people.
Yeah, they know they need it. Yeah, I like mine. I put it in an air fryer on the stove and in the oven. Although my new oven has an air fryer built into it. What's your problem?
I broiled some hot dogs and I left the broiler on. And I walked back.
Your frog jumped to Louisiana.
What?
Your frog.
Oh.
Came over here.
Anyway, like I'm thinking of all the nights to leave the broiler on for an extra hour. Not having air conditioner it's not a good time to do that. But anyway, we those little window area, the 2 area window units we bought saved my life, really, because if I had no air conditioning now,
oh God, yeah,
I wouldn't be out online now for sure. I would be crying every single day until it fixed. Or I would be like, I literally would leave and go to a mall and stay there all day. And I don't know what I do, but I'd probably sit in the food court.
Mm-hmm. Who, Jennifer?
Who? Somebody in our community or somebody like in the,
Not yet, Jade.
Jade, we're closing next Thursday on a home. Rob passed away.
Rob and Lisa.
I don't know them, but I'm sorry, and my condolences to their family and friends. That's sad.
Yeah, that is Dr. Ruth died.
I know. I feel like in a weird way, because when I lived in New York City, my downstairs neighbor knew her, and so he would always tell me that, oh, I'm going to Dr. Ruth's house for a dinner party. And I'm like, ah, I used to listen to her back in the day.
Okay. Richard Simmons died.
Oh, that's right. This is the
And
doom and gloom.
somebody died. One other person.
Sorry for laughing. The doom and gloom show. Uh, I
He
think
was from here.
I'm going to wink at you and say, I think Paul Newman died. I know he died a long time ago, but I miss him.
But these were people like last week or so. So.
Right. Oh, Shannon Doherty, who was
Oh
on
yeah.
Beverly Hills 90210. That's sad. She did a whole interview about her thoughts on death, and
Yes.
kind of eerie because I listened to it, and she just said, I don't want to die, but I don't fear death. And I thought,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Okay, Jane. We will.
What did Jane say?
I know. My sister said, remember we went, girl, my sister and I went to the mall and we saw Richard Simmons and we got on that freaking stage and exercised with him. That was so freaking funny.
That is
It was
funny.
funny.
He
It
was,
was
I,
funny.
do you remember, like, I'm old enough to know, like, when he had Dancing to the Oldies, which now I think
Mm-hmm.
every time an oldie station plays stuff that, like, is from the 90s, I'm thinking,
Right?
that's oldies? Oh my God. I'm thinking, I'm just discovering, like, music from the 90s now.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. I mean, when they play 80s music, we're like, okay, well, we like 80s music, so we're good with that. Actually, I like a lot of the oldie music, but what I don't like, and I'll admit it, I don't like hair bands, and I don't like metal music. That's the stuff I don't like. And I mean, some electronic kind of like the
That's true, Jane. 80s and 90s are oldies now.
they are. I mean, like when you hear Tears for Fears in the supermarket, it's kind of funny. It just cracks me up. Oh,
I know Garrett likes to listen to classic rock, and I would listen to some of the newer country, but or light rock, Sometimes, like the other day, I had a migraine. We were in the car, and I'm like, "Can you turn it down?" It was like,
hey, Craig, how's it going?
"Hey,
Um,
Greg."
did you ever see the Blues Brothers movie? And
Hmm.
they go in and they say, what kind of music you play here? And she goes, well, we play both kinds. And he goes, well, what's both kinds? And she said, oh, country and western. So I laugh about that. Like country and western. Okay. Like we grew up not listening to country at all. And when I drove
Hmm.
through Pennsylvania the first time, and I'm talking back in like the 90s, um, and I only could get country western kind of country. I was like, really? I have to listen to this for the whole ride? It's like 8 hours of that.
That's funny.
But I they were actually playing some like popular country music in the store the other day, and I thought, let's look at look. I live in New Jersey, okay, so like John Bon Jovi, Frank Sinatra, and Bruce Springsteen are like pretty much it. Like, if you go on the turnpike and you don't hear one of those songs, you have to pay double. That's all. It's just a thing. I saw a documentary, by the way, about John Bon Jovi,
Oh
and
yeah.
it was really cool. If anybody likes him, it's fun to watch. Just so you know,
Back
and
in the
I was
day.
never a super fan of his, but I liked watching that documentary about him. And there was another documentary we saw about music. It was Paul McCartney and a music. I guess he was like a sound tech guy who just knew how to take sound. Like he could take maybe like the bass out of a
Uh
song or something.
huh.
And they just spoke about music and like who wrote what and how did you come about writing this. And he just said, I was sitting and I got the tune in my head, and John like wrote the lyrics. It's just cool to listen to
Yeah.
talk about how this came about or that came about, and then how they, sometimes they had lyrics and they changed the lyric, and in your mind, I never really loved the Beatles back in the day. I mean, they weren't like something I would put on, but I do appreciate all that music. I mean, they really do have a lot of really, really good music that I can appreciate now, not being Suzy New Wave head,
Yeah.
whatever, I used to spike up my hair, put on my black lipstick, wear a lot of chains, and go. I would have been probably, it was called New Wave back then. Now it kind of morphed into goth or something.
Well, Pearl, I like Engelbert Humperdinck and Tom Jones. So, oops, wait, that's the hospital.
We really like Frank Sinatra so much, like Fly Me to the Moon, but partially because they were celestial songs. And Tony likes astronomy, so there's a song called Dancing in the Moonlight, and there's two versions of it. I like both versions, but if you can listen to that song, that's one of my favorite songs. And we danced to that song and the Fly Me to the Moon. And what's that other song you wanted us to dance to? Girl, I want to be with you all of the time. All day and all day. Oh, I'm not reading lips. Should we see? Does she look sad or happy? Is it a good phone call or a bad phone call? Hey, hey, we're the Monkeys. They had some fun music too.
This dog, I swear. I was just calling to schedule my mom's meds.
She just slept around like a doll, like a little doll.
I know. She likes to be behind me, but my back hurts with her laying back there.
I didn't try my new liquid gel cap Olives yet.
Who's a squirrel?
It's a monkey.
Oh, where's the squirrels? Where's
hey, we're the Monkeys.
I used to like them. I used to watch that show, that and the Partridge Family.
I did too. And the Brady Bunch. Like, we didn't have a whole lot to look at. Like, it wasn't like 1,000 channels and streaming services and YouTube and TikTok. It was like,
right.
It was like
Brady
basically,
Bunch, yeah, the Monkeys.
You had 2 shows you could watch, and then your parents said go to bed and they watched TV.
Yep.
And everybody watched Walter Cronkite for news, and it was like, that was it. They read news from a piece of paper that somebody wrote, and it was just news.
And and that's the rest of the story. Was that him?
I don't know, but it was like, thank you and good night. I know.
Yeah. Oh, we had to go outside and turn the antenna to get it to work.
Well, our antenna was on the roof of the building, so we had no part in it, but we didn't have cable, actually. Like, we didn't even have access to it. They came around and let us buy just HBO for some reason. Mm-hmm. Who's leaving? Are you waving?
No, I was telling Dads, hey.
Hi, Dads. Hello, Dads. How's it going?
What you doing, Dads? So when? Oh, I don't know.
You probably had affairs with a lot of people.
True. My mom, when growing up, she had one of them big stereos, the one that takes the whole wall in the living room. With an 8-track and,
no 8-track.
It had an 8-track.
Radio and it had a record player.
Yeah.
My parents are old. They would.
But this one had a radio, a turntable, and a 8-track. Anyway, she must have had every Elvis album, and we would play Elvis while we would clean in the house or whatever.
That's cool.
My grandmother is the one who really loved Engelbert Humperdinck.
Did you ever hear Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass?
I think so, yeah.
Roger Miller, you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. Can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. Anyway, my mom liked stuff like that. And the Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head song, she got the single for that and played it over and over and over. I used to think that, with music, you could take the needle off and then go back to where you were when you came home from shopping. I thought the TV worked like that back then. Now it does because you have the DVRs, but back then it didn't. And so I'd say
Right.
to my mom, can you save our place on this show so when we go out we can watch it later? And she'd be like, TV doesn't work like that. I go, the record
Right.
player works like that. She goes, but the TV doesn't work like that. And I was
Yeah.
25 when no, I wasn't. It was I was just like 3 years old or 4 years old, and I just had no clue that I was like, oh,
Yeah, Donna, remember on Saturdays when we were cleaning the house and she'd put Elvis on or whatever?
Yep, I love that song. King of the Road.
Yeah. They would have that wangy, Mom and them would watch that, listen to that wangy country, that old country.
We only heard it because the people might have been like on Ed Sullivan or I don't know. So
right. Now, one of my ultimate favorite people to listen to is Percy Sledge.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Percy Sledge is?
Tell me the song.
When a Man Loves a Woman.
Oh, I know that.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the thing too. Often I'd say, I don't even know, I don't know songs that group did. And then people were naming the songs and I go, oh, I heard those songs all the time. I played the radio and I didn't wait for when they would say, well, we had this, and this artist. Because they would do like music blocks for like a half hour.
Right.
So
you got them, Donna? Girl, listen to them and clean your house.
Oh, yeah. When a Man Loves a Woman, that's an awesome song.
Mm-hmm. His I have a CD I had put on my, back when we burned a CD, so I have it on my computer. I love to listen to it.
I like Spotify for making playlists of let's say I want to hear Motown stuff. So I go to see other people's playlists and then I like, some of the songs from their playlist, look at another one, like those. And then I get a really cool playlist. I like that. Oh, I'm itchy. I went outside twice yesterday and each time I got a bug bite. Why do they like me so much?
I don't know.
So itchy. I'm going to be
yes, Pearl.
Bug spray on myself in Pennsylvania all the time. I hope it just, I'm not going to poison.
They had this guy who made he had cinnamon, water, and then he mixed that, and then he took the bottom of a little plastic, throwaway cup. He made a hole in it. He took a candle wick. Oh, and some oil on top of that in a jar. And then he put the wick floating on the top with that and lit it. And they say it's supposed to work for all the bugs and stuff.
Well, I have sweet blood. I had diabetes and then I was in remission. And for all I know, my blood is sweet again. I don't know. But I have the blood type of is it O positive? There's one that they
O negative.
I have the one that they like the most, so it's O negative then. And yep, they really like me. All these things people, say work, and I wonder sometimes. I think what really does work if you have a high power fan blowing on you when you're outside, but you can't have it when you're walking to the area with the fan. That's the thing with me. I was looking into mosquito control, and this person, they had these bug zappers, and people were saying they kill moths and they kill flies, but I didn't see one mosquito dead. And then somebody was saying, oh, killed every mosquito in my neighborhood. And I'm like, did you get this for free and write it because you're really from China and it's fake? It's a faker. Yeah.
Yeah, last night you can hear the mosquito truck passing now. Crazy.
They don't eat you. You're so lucky, unless you're making a joke about the word eating. Debbie, Suzy, Becky. Okay. My husband used to get a lot of mosquito bites, and he said, until I met you. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, they go to you now. I'm like, you bastards.
You must send out those mosquito pheromones.
He goes, you're my off. I don't need to put off on. I just need to enter you. I'm I'm like, stop it. But I'm always like, I'm spraying myself down. Those
Oh, and
mosquitoes.
I hate that spray on me. It's like, ugh.
There's one that's only 7% D, and it's fragrance free, and it feels good, and it's made by Cutter. But yes, when I put the deep wood stuff, I hate the way that feels. Like you just kind of want to like do what you're doing and take a shower. But they say it's really important. Like if you're hiking through the woods, or there's a lot of parks and lakes and trails and things where I'm gonna be living, and I have 3 acres. I'm gonna be outside, so
Debbie said the
uh,
spray will ruin your jewelry.
I'll watch out. I probably won't be like wearing too much jewelry if I'm hiking around or picking blueberries. So, but you never. I mean, I still have like the rings on my fingers. They have what on Amazon? Balm for bug bites. I mean, I put that menthol, like like someone said who they have the Vicks for everything. When I do slather myself in Vicks, I don't get as bitten. But I don't even know how good that stuff is for you.
Mhm.
Everything has attacks, if you know what I mean. Like
Right.
unless I'm just. There was somebody who said, "Oh, I put beer and Listerine and what, like a drop of Dawn in a bucket of water, and then I use in a spray thing, and he hoses down his yard. And he goes, well, I don't get any mosquitoes, and I'm like, maybe you're just too drunk to notice that you're getting.
Right. Maybe he drank too much of the beer.
That's what I'm saying. If you have like to put a can in it, yeah. What happened to the other 5 cans? Probably like sitting there not thinking. Uh, I'm mean, right? Yeah, there's a lot of ticks.
We don't have we have fleas. We don't have the tick problem per se, I guess, unless you went in the woods. But
Well, this is
Virginia,
the GLP-1 is a peptide, and it works by decreasing appetite, and it crosses the blood-brain barrier. Anyway, it's just those drugs aren't just for diabetics, really. They just found out that it helps control appetite and sugar consumption, and it helps like lower. It makes your metabolic syndrome reverse, so it helps diabetes. So they have they're kind of. I'm not upset about those drugs. I think that anybody can use them, and quite frankly, if people are overweight and it's helping them, it's okay. Anything's okay. It's better to be, if you can tolerate taking a shot and you want to help your health, why not try
mhm,
something? I'm gonna try it if I can.
right?
I just
Yeah,
can't afford it. Like if
yeah.
it's sort of off label.
Maybe
See,
eventually they'll pay for it for other, off-label things.
the Ozempic and works on one peptide, the Monjaro, whatever it's called.
Hmm.
The the first one's like the semaglutides. The other one, there's like two that work on two peptides, and they said they're working on one that works on three peptides, and they said that's going to be a game changer in 5 years. They said there's going to be no excuse for people to necessarily have the metabolic syndrome, except if they just don't want to take the medicine. And you don't have to take it in massive quantities. Low doses can work as well.
Hmm.
But the people that are like my friend is really, really overweight at this point, and he feels like a gastric bypass might help. And I'm thinking, why not try the shots first? It's a lot
Yeah,
easier to take a shot and then not take a shot than to get your insides cut.
yeah. Since I started getting mine at Walmart, Jade, I don't have any problem getting it. But when I was at my regular pharmacy, they never could get it. And it would be like weeks. And I'm like, really? So we changed over to Walmart because they had it, and I don't have a problem. Knock on wood.
Yeah, who's here? Oh, Anitra, hi, welcome. Hope everything's well with you.
Hey, Anitra.
They said the shortage is actually the application. It's the injector pens, not necessarily the drugs itself. The drugs are there. And if you go to I was listening to a doctor who prescribes it a lot. She says, I have my patients go to a compounding pharmacy and it's so much less money and it's readily available. And I'm like, interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, my friend who got a prescription couldn't get it from Rite Aid, but he didn't try Walmart, but he can't drive, so he had to go to the closest pharmacy. I'm curious about how it's going to work. Anyway.
Yeah, my husband and I both take it. We're both diabetics. That's why we take it. My doctor did my A1C. Ooh, let me see if it came back. You still with your grandbaby, Anitra? Y'all want to take bets on what my A1C is? I think it was 6.6 last time.
6.3. That's my guess.
I might not want to tell you. Oh, I don't want to create an account. I want to sign into an account.
Mark Cuban won't send injectables, but the pharmacy is very reasonable. Mark Cuban's pharmacy. I did compare with his pharmacy for certain drugs.
What'd you say?
What did I say about the Did Little Debbie asked?
I asked
compare with Mark's pharmacy, and I said I have. They don't have a lot of drugs, and they can't do anything that needs refrigeration, and they don't do injectables right now, but they do like the regular pill kind of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
If they have what you take, they also won't do anything that's like considered controlled. But if you just want like Wellbutrin, they have that. If you just want antibiotics or something, or high blood pressure meds, they have that.
All right, you ready? What'd you say it was?
I was saying 6.2-ish, 6.3.
It's 6.3.
That was the first one I said. High five for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going down. I mean, like, you're also way less weight.
Mm-hmm. So I was telling her how I trip on my own feet and I use my cane and stuff. And she goes, do you have a walker? I'm like, Dr. Amy, I am not using a walker.
Well,
rolling my eyes.
Well, you can hold the cart in the store.
And that's what I told her. I said, if I go to the store or something, I'll push the cart.
Can she give you exercises to try to strengthen like muscles that might help you be more
The rheumatologist, not the one I have now, but the one before her, before he left, said to do lunges.
Okay. Try it. And she's like, yeah, I'll try it. And then she will say no. And then she'll say, honey, get me a coffee.
Right.
Look, if I didn't have this staircase to the second level and be very forgetful, I wouldn't do my 20 flights of stairs a day, maybe 40. I don't know. I go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down all day. And I don't think I'm doing anything, but I am doing that. I mean, if we're like fixing, I'll talk Southern. If we're fixing to go out, I need to go up and down about 10 times. Just right. Where's my pocketbook? Where's my phone? Where's my iPad? Where's my this? Where's my that? Oh, did I leave my glasses in the bathroom? I can't see. Sometimes I can't see, and I go looking for my glasses, and they're on. And I know.
Or I look for my phone, and I'm holding it or on the phone. Yeah.
So,
well, Debbie, if I did a lunge right now, I'd probably be on the floor, and y'all would be calling my local 911.
There's an Asian exercise app, and it's for like chair exercises and yoga, but I think they called it lazy exercise. And I thought, that's really not a good title. It's not making you feel good about it. But they were saying like, do do the side to side movements just so you don't like atrophy and get like totally stuck. I feel like I'm not, my core is less solid. And when I lost a lot of weight, I lost a lot of muscles in my body in general. And at first, when I lost the weight, I felt really, really good. And then as I kept losing the weight and I lost like probably my muscle mass, I started feeling bad. So it wasn't as great as I thought it would be.
I know those chair exercises look like they really work for a lot of people, but I don't know.
It's
I know
better
when you
than
go, they
it's
want
better
you to
than
do
nothing.
something.
It's better than nothing, and your ass is on a seat, so you're not going to fall off, hopefully. But you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
They have those things like they're like pedals that you could do like almost like stationary bike, but it's like a little machine. Those things are probably really good for like having your feet legs move. It's good for circulation. It's not that great for weight bearing exercise or weight loss. My doctor, who was helping me lose weight, said, I would rather see you walk up a hill or do like I forgot the name for the treadmill at like a higher pitch for 20 minutes than walk level for an hour.
And when I do that, I end up with shin splints.
I end up with my feet kind of going out of whack. So
don't tell nobody, but Bella's watching me because I think she wants to go,
incline. It was treadmill. The word treadmill. I was talking to the insurance lady and I was trying to say something and I said everything but what I wanted to say. And I said, isn't this the first sign of like impairment? Because it's like I can't find a word. And so you start describing the other words. Ugh. Yeah, it just like basically interval training will act almost like weight training and it'll help you keep your muscles working. And
you want to keep talking and not bring her out because everybody's sleeping. So
I'll keep I was dating a guy.
I'll be right back.
Before Tony, and he was really into interval training, and he was telling me the benefits of it. He said, "Don't just sit on your bike for 2 hours." He's like, "Go really hard for like start with like just doing it 10 times, then 20 times, then or do it 10 times really hard, but like 3-4 times a day." And he just said, "You'll eventually see a benefit for that." And yeah, that's true. If you don't, I'm going to be walking around hills. Hopefully I won't have to just drive to the top of the hill. I'll find paths where I'll be able to do it. The thing about like walking on hilly places in like more of a park or a woods are that you need very, very good hiker shoes because I'll twist my ankle and I would be screwed if I was like halfway up a hill. And you also need dogs that don't go berserk when they see another animal or human being. That would be nice. I used to hike her a lot with my previous dog. And she was good. She was really good. She would stay right near me on the trail. She was good. I don't know. Nor I'll be like seeing another person halfway down the hill and try to run and find them. Hey, Patrick. Welcome. Dawn went out with her dog. Thank you. Appreciate you. Patrick Murphy. So, I've been packing up soft things, but I feel like I should switch to hard, like things like that now because if we're going to be going, I have to decide what we're going to pack up on next Thursday and take out with us. Because who picks up the poop? We always carry poop bags on the leash, and we pick up poop. And there was one time when my dog went into the bushes in the woods, and I couldn't get to the poop, and I said, it'll have to dissolve in nature. Sorry. But if it's on the street, how far am I moving away? I didn't move yet. but the house is nearly 4 hours away. It's 3.5 to 4 hours, depending on traffic and how many pee stops we do. So I usually, I rarely can make it all the way out there without having to stop the bumping and the drinking. Drinking tea or whatever I'm drinking. Yeah, really. I'm just saying. Like there's some places like if there's a paved pathway and the dog poops on the pathway, we will try to pick it up. I mean, I'm just saying try because occasionally it's not it's not possible to pick every single bit up. But we're very careful about that. I mean, I don't enjoy seeing that around. So I'm okay with cleaning up after my animals. But my biggest pet peeve about living in this neighborhood is if you have, let's say, your recycles outside and there's a bin and people walk by with their dog poop bags, they'll throw it in your garbage can that's unlined or, because anyway, it'll fall to the bottom of these like bins that shouldn't be in. And then the garbage men never take it out. So we have to deal with the other person's bag. So I just wish they would take it to their place and do that. And there's somebody specifically, everybody complains about the green bags everywhere. And I'm like thinking, they showed pictures of it. And I said, well, I use green bags, but it's not that shade of green. So it's horrible. Yeah, please. But, all 11 people who are watching, if you have a dog and your dog poops on the sidewalk or even in the street or in somebody's lawn, you should probably pick it up. And please don't put it in their trash bin. It's not good. There's a few parks around here that have areas for the dog waste. There's like a specific trash bin for that. And I think that's fantastic. I think that that's a really good idea. And sometimes they have poop bags available there near that trash. It's really good. The thing is, that trail that I use that has that dog waste receptacle, it's so loaded up with goose poop that I don't even want to walk on it. Because the thing about dog feet are like they can get parasites from the goose poop, so you don't really want them walking on it. Yeah. You bought a bucket made from bamboo. Wow. I can't even imagine that like people just let their dogs out to just roam the neighborhood. I hope I don't encounter that in Pennsylvania. I just hope. Okay, gee, that's good. I mean, I want to move around every day. I mean, we used to walk during COVID. We used to go out of the house and walk 2.5 to 3 miles a day, and I felt like I was so much more in shape. Now, I mean, I had after that last bronchitis, if I walked from the end of a parking lot to the store, I'm like, I feel it.
What did I miss?
Hey, Myra.
Hey, Myra.
Greg is he wants to get back into shape. He said he gained 30 pounds since he was working out, and now he wants to lose that. Good for you. I hope it works out for you.
Bye, Nitra. I don't know how long ago that was.
Oh, bye, Nitra. I don't know. Yeah, some people just say bye and they're gone. I just sometimes sneak out. Tony calls that the Irish goodbye. Just leave.
It's so hot out there, y'all.
The neighbors let the cows graze on your lawn? I mean, that's weird. Did you give them permission for that, or they just would stroll in? I live in an area that used to have a dairy, but it's been long, long gone. But one of the original residents said she woke up and there was a cow in her driveway. And if I saw a cow, I think I'd be completely shocked. We do see deer and there's occasionally bear, but that would be rabbits galore. Oh, you lost 20 pounds. Well, that's congratulations. That's really, really, really a
That's
big,
awesome, Greg.
yeah, that's a good thing. Congratulations. No permission. Well,
Wow. That's crazy, Mar.
that is crazy. Well, my neighbors, where I'm moving, have sheep and ponies in the field adjacent to my property. And I'm hoping that they don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't really, really care, but I think I would care if they start eating my plants. Because I think that some of, I mean, there's
Yeah.
like a lot of, there's 70 blueberry bushes and a tree and a peach tree and other vegetables growing. I don't want it. I would hate that. We're thinking that there's not a lot of deer because they had a whole bunch of hostas growing, and deer eat hosta like rabbits will eat anything. So
Hmm.
I don't know. Anyway, I was really like, for a while, I wasn't really excited about moving at all because I thought, I was very excited for the very, very, very first house we were supposed to move into in January. And
Hmm.
when that fell apart, I kind of lost my spirit. But it's starting to sink in after I like look at the pictures of that view, and I think it's really, really, really. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like 360 mountains all around where we are.
Right. Oh, that's a sucky way to lose weight, Pearl.
Yeah, my brother said he lost a lot of weight, but he's been so sick. Like he's been in and out of hospitals, and but I think like he's on a diet that's healthy carb. He says like he more complex, and
Hmm.
probably he gave up sugar. So he said I lost a lot of weight. And I'm like, okay, good for you. But we both like up and down. Yeah, it is beautiful, isn't it, Pearl? I mean, it. We saw houses that were at the bottom of the valley, and that was in a flood zone. We saw places that were at the top of the hill, and then it was covered in like trees, so you couldn't see anything. We saw houses that were in like compact streets with house, 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 house. But this was seriously like, wow, to be able to live here. It's like
Hmm.
it's few and far between. And the fact that like almost all the properties down that valley are Amish, not all, but like almost all are all the farmland is Amish. So I know that when they come clip clopping down the road with their horse and buggy, it's kind of fun to watch, and I
Hmm.
think it's fun. I don't know, it'll get old after a while, I guess, but
That'll be fun till it's not.
I know. But right now,
Enjoy it while it is.
I love it right now. Because I can't. It's like mind bending that they still use that as their main source of transportation.
Right.
And there's the ones that are going to be living near me are supposedly they're called the I think Minnesota Amish, and they're supposedly really old order.
Hmm.
So I don't know what that means. I mean, but like every once in a while you'll see different colors of clothes on the clothesline, and I think that those they kind of dress like with dresses down to the ankles, so
Hmm.
it could be Mennonites too, but it's kind of neat. I mean, there's a lot of like lawns with hammered Bible sayings,
Right.
and they have signs by the creek: "Don't fish on, no fishing on Sunday,"
Oh, wow.
on both sides of the creek. And I'm wondering, I mean, I understand that they want it to be their Sabbath and to keep it holy, but like, it's really, I'm wondering if it's okay.
I mean, that could not be a work thing. It can just be an enjoyable, relaxed thing.
It could be. And then sometimes you want to catch some dinner, I guess.
Yeah. Pearl, you cut out all the good stuff, girl.
Oh, if you ever want to like look, look at if you ever want to do a Google search, you look at like the Amish from Mifflin County, and they have like the yellow top and the cream top buggies. They're really old order. I mean, like a lot of There's a lot of them. It's the second largest Amish population in Pennsylvania. They have a lot in Lancaster area, but a lot of them moved more to the central part. And they've even gone to like upstate New York, but their winters are kind of harsh and there's less growing time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, turns around. Where are you, Jade? Well, she'll say around me. I mean, I really, when I get away from eating sugar, and then I have something like a taste of somebody's birthday cake, it tastes way too sweet for me. But I still enjoy chocolate, and that somehow doesn't taste too sweet for me. I don't get it. Hutterites. See, now that's a word I never heard of. Hutterites here. M&Ms. Yeah. Well, the peanut M&Ms they have protein at least.
Yeah. I didn't feel so guilty when I ate peanut M&Ms.
That is true, Myra. I went to a Shaker Village in Massachusetts, in the Berkshires, and yeah, it's like, come join our family here. We don't have sex, so it's a big selling point for the young.
Oh, God.
And yeah, at some point.
She lives in Northeast Ohio.
Okay. Oh yeah, Ohio's big for that. Can you imagine a religion based on no reproduction? It's like, yeah, in about 75 years, there's going to be no more of us. Okay.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't think that through.
To recruit people to come.
Maybe that's what they banked on, recruitment.
I get. Well, how else can you get people to come and help? I mean,
you probably wouldn't get a whole lot of young people. It would seem it would mostly be elderly, or or somebody who's done having kids.
I'm going to say probably 90% of any religious flock is like basically a family tradition. Probably, right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that there are converts or people who just like the philosophies, but if you have nobody born in, it's 100% recruitment. Wait, I'm reading now. She's what's going on.
Hello.
What were you laughing at? Oh, I didn't read this.
Girl. So she was going to Canada.
And the Dutch, and you don't want to get stuck there? I wonder why. I mean, like, every buggy that has passed by when I'm out there and I've waved at them, they've waved back. And there were only, it's really strange. Like, we saw these two guys on a very big, like, buggy. They had, like, they were moving, I don't know, it looked like lots of hay from one place to another. And they were wearing mirrored sunglasses. And I thought, ooh, well, that's like pretty fancy for them, I thought.
Mirrored sunglasses?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if your mommy's going to appreciate that. Like, some of them, like, can't even wear buttons. They wear, like, hooks.
And right, so they can't wear buttons. How they can wear mirrored sunglasses?
They're talking about the vanity. They don't want to, like, take pictures of their face because they think it's vanity. They don't have mirrors in the house. And one of the orders only has, like, an over, like, one suspender because they think two suspenders is too fancy. Come on.
Wow.
Yeah. It's vain.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, I will do a test, and when I do move out there full time, I will wave at all the buggies passing by and see if they don't wave back. But like I said, so far, I got 100% return wave. I didn't wave at the mirrored sunglass guys, though.
Oh.
They just seemed like.
Were you being a little judgy? No.
I just felt like when you're wearing mirrored sunglasses, it to me, like, you're not making eye contact, or like, I can't tell if you are, and
right,
you just don't seem as friendly as seeing somebody look at you. I mean, once, like the last time we were there on our way out of town, there was a buggy going by our car. I mean, we were getting in the car and it was like the center of a town. And I went, "Oh, hi." And he waved and smiled.
Yeah. I know when they like Dr. Pole would go to their barns for the animals, they would always blur out the person.
The face. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there was a really cute couple in one of the open top buggies. And I said, "Can I take your picture?" And they said, "We prefer you don't. So, but thank you so much for asking." And I said, they said, all the young kids you could take pictures of because they haven't accepted the religion as their lifestyle yet. I guess you do it like you get 100%, I don't know, confirmed, or like, I don't know what they do, but like it was after that Rumspringa thing. So like 17 or something.
Oh, wow, Myra.
Well, there's a lot of crossover and less, a lot of Amish people who do have cell phones there's like a crossover between like beachy Amish and there's peachy Amish and there's Mennonites who are kind of like Amish people, but a lot of the Amish people that don't do farming do construction or they do woodworking, and they use their phone for business purposes and not for pleasure. Like they don't have internet. But that one time, do you remember that day where the federal government like put out a beep at like 2 o'clock so everybody would know that they had their alerts on? A lot of them got outed for having phones because they didn't have.
Yeah, because I don't think you can silence the alerts.
Right. So they did, because of that. It's like, oops. And some of them have phones, but the phones are kind of like at the edge of two properties, and the two farms will share the bill for the phone, and they have like a little phone booth. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, I know that like in the area where I'm moving, they hire English people to take them up to far away appointments because the horse can't go on the highway. So it's hard.
Interesting. Very interesting.
We
don't have any of that going on here.
But you got your own. You got your own like unusual local things, like the people that live in the swamp areas and the houseboats and the little camps, and that's very unique, I feel.
Yeah.
And how they like could be living off of what they catch in the water.
Yeah, that's more the bayou parishes.
Right.
We're considered the river parishes.
Well, I'm just lumping the whole state.
Right.
One thing, because
Mara.
I don't even remember Green Acres like that. But I was humming it when we were going out to Pennsylvania one time, and my husband got a little upset. And he's like, "Stop with that."
Wow. That's like, crazy, huh?
I'm like, "Goodbye, city life."
Now, I did see like that church that gives away stuff. There were some little ladies who were dressed like Amish, and they went in, they were cleaning the church.
Did they have like just a bonnet and long dresses? Because they could have been
like light blue with white.
Mennonites dress like that too. So, but I saw on the clothesline like other colors, like darker purple and even,
yeah, these were like that, like almost this color blue with a white.
I'm sure I'm going to find out, and I'm going to go to that Amish farm, the produce auctions, and there's like a flea market / produce auction / I think they even sell farm animals.
Right. Well, Chris, I'm going to expose myself and say I like the Cowboys. The Saints are my number one, but I like the Cowboys. You in Shreveport? Are you at the Bins, Chris? And hello, by the way.
Hi, Chris. How much butter? I can't wait to try all the dairy products.
Haley used to bring me this sugar-free jelly when she would go to Tennessee. They would go across wherever it was. It was about an hour away from Becca's mom's.
About 10 minutes down the road from me, there's a creamery, and they have all local, like milk in bottles and
Uh-huh.
yogurts and stuff. So
Nice.
I want to go in there and see what they got.
They're like the
And
old days.
they don't man the store sometimes. Sometimes it's like honor system, and like
Oh, wow.
you can only use a credit card because they can't make change. So I think they have a cash box if you have exact change, but I heard that in one of the neighborhoods they got a camera to watch because they sell meat. But I can't imagine a store in this day and age selling like filet mignon and not having someone watch
Right?
refrigerators.
Oh, you're such a good uncle, Chris.
She wasn't commenting to me. Don't
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess people do okay. Hey, Johnny, with
I
the
don't.
honor system stuff. They do that around here with honey and maybe some produce
I mean,
sometimes.
if we had a lot of blueberries and we were selling them at the side of the road, I would do honor system. However, I would not sell filet mignon.
No, well, no, right. But you know that honey is expensive that they do it with here. So
The local source honey is always like twice the price of
yeah,
regular honey.
I don't know. It's pretty high in the store too. Jeez.
It is. And especially, have you seen Manuka honey? They put
Yes.
they block that stuff up. Like you
It,
can't even.
but the thing is, I don't use it quick enough, and then it gets all hard and crystally and.
I don't really use honey in my recipes. Tony wants to rate. He wants to have beehives, and I thought, I know, and he's like,
I know. Then Susie will be complaining. I got stung by a bee today.
I would be complaining about it. Who would want that? And and he's allergic to wasp stings. I think it's like he's about one bee sting away from needing an EpiPen, and we're like 15, 20 minutes from emergency.
Wow. Well, you better make sure before he does bees, he's got an EpiPen.
Hell yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
Chris says he's been to garage sales where the people weren't there and they just left. You paid what you thought it was worth. You know, I watched somebody's YouTube. Hey, Angie. And they were saying what they thought would go for more went for less. And the things they thought went for less went for more. They said it was funny. But they had a garage sale on an honor system. I don't remember who it was, but that was pretty cool.
One of my friends, I mean, there used to be a neighborhood garage sale day, and they don't have it anymore. But she had a jar of hardware, I'll say, and the guy who was looking through said, "You have a price of $3. Here's $10." And she said, "Why?" He said, "It's worth a whole lot more than $3." So he was
Angie. I love him. Greg said he did good at his garage sale, but he had everything priced cheap. Oh, yeah, Pearl, you just had one, right? Cool. I got to go to my booth today. I didn't go last week.
Okay.
I find I sell more if I go every week.
That's nice.
You know, I need to go fluff. But I was supposed to sit in here and price stuff because now she wants everything priced before we bring it because some people were taking her stuff when she wasn't there, like her supplies and stuff.
Yeah, you mentioned that a while back.
Oh, you sold your silver from Mexico? Did you get good money for it, Pearl?
Yeah, the old silver from Mexico is worth a lot. Like it used to be, you could get a big heavy bracelet for $30 in Mexico.
Right.
Not anymore.
because some people like they would use them and they wouldn't put them back because it was just, inconsiderate people, like little things like pliers and this and that. Oh, I bet those were pretty, Pearl.
Yeah, it sounds nice. Yeah, I would be.
Well, I think it was mostly the same person, Angie,
I would be peeved.
Debbie, who was doing it. Yeah.
Wouldn't you be peeved if someone took your stuff and didn't return it?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna answer yes, you would.
Exactly, Angie. It takes one person to ruin it for everybody.
It does.
Because I used to go in there, sit on the floor in my booth, and if somebody came, I saw they were coming, I'd get up and go somewhere else.
It's overall probably a good policy. Anyway, to just not do it in the place. It's probably a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you're changing your prices on everything, that would be hard.
Well, usually if I put things on sale, I just redline them and put a new price in red. But I do have some things I need to bring. So not a lot. Even if I just bring like maybe 4 or 5 pieces every week, it looks enough of a change. I'm just not selling those owls. I don't know what to do with those owls. I sold one. That was it.
Make a sign and say
owls.
Say owl collector special, 10% off. And I don't know. You can either raise the prices to make the sale price be the same price or just make 10% off.
Yeah. I have a shelf with just owls in my booth, Angie.
People are attracted to the word clearance and they're attracted to the word sale. And if you put those little signs up, it'll attract attention. That's
true. Point. Yeah, that's true. Oh, you collect owls, Angie?
Well, you could bring some back for your auctions, but they'll go. Yeah, the owls are really. They're like people who like them for Halloween. I'm walking down.
Oh, that's good, Pearl. You what?
I'm going upstairs. I need to take some leaves. I'm going to try them.
Oh, okay. Oh, look, I took my medicine early today. I'm kind of proud of myself.
Good.
Some days I forget. It's crazy. Lots of days I forget.
So I'm going to have to go soon.
Yeah, me too, because I have to go and do, I have to go to the burger.
Okay.
I don't want to, and I have to come pack up a few things. I have to at least do one square of space. Yes, you need to visit the booth, Angie. When did you say you were coming again?
Oh my gosh.
I bet your family will be excited to see you.
Do you think I have enough? My gosh, there's a lot.
I don't know, Suzy. You might not.
It's a lot.
You too, Teresa. You going on a date today, Teresa?
A date means getting coffee out.
Yeah, usually it's to the post office and coffee.
Okay, that's a nice date.
Right? Yeah, that's true, Debbie. I don't have a lot of space to say do one particular like clearance area, so it's hard. What I want to do with that curio in the front, I want to have Garrett put a lock on it and then put my jewelry in it.
That would be good.
And then put the key in the front.
These are big. They're kind of big. They're supposed to be leaves.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck with that.
What are you talking? Are you talking to me?
Angie.
Okay.
She says she's coming down this way. Her son lives in Prairieville, where
well, have fun.
My sister lives.
I asked about this. Do you think this is like a normal size, 220 milligram?
Yes.
Is that a normal dose? One?
Yeah. Some people take one. I take 2, but I'm not.
I used to take 2.
I know, but with your I know your limitations with some of your meds. I don't know if you can take it or not. So I'm not going to tell you to take it, but
I know you're not.
too. Pearl says she loves your top, Susie.
Thank you. Thank you.
She don't want y'all to see her swallow them big old pills.
Yeah, I can only imagine that I'll end up with a wet shirt or something. This is a big pill.
Wow.
Well, I was going to wear this shirt last week or the week before, and right before the show started, I spilled
I
coffee
remember that.
all the front.
Because you had it on, and I said, "Oh, I like your shirt." And then when she came back a few minutes later, I'm like, "Where's your shirt?"
Well, is Angie having surgery? All right. Well,
She's having an upgraded
I
pacemaker.
hope it goes well.
Yeah, definitely.
I was going to say that when my dad had it, he thought it was an easy thing. I don't know if it's easy for everybody, but he didn't mind.
Yeah, most of the times is it goes very easily.
Well, I sometimes they get like a little stuck in my throat, and
Yeah. My husband takes pills. He puts water in his mouth, and then he shoves the pill in between his lips in the liquid he got in his mouth. He's such a baby.
So my boyfriend, don't let Tony know. That's his outfit now. Oh, I wish I could show his clothes.
Good morning, Tony.
He's gone. He already left. Wait for the barking.
Oh, there you go.
I'm going to say that there's 3 times as much barking for a front door as back.
Yeah.
If we go out the front door, it's like.
Yeah.
It's like.
I'll keep you in my prayers that it goes easy.
Yeah.
Just think positive. Chewable for you, Pearl?
I didn't take my vitamins today. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I take all mine. It's like a big old. Every now and then one gets stuck, and then I freak out. But
I didn't. I ran out. Like I didn't refill my pill thing, but these things are no joke as well. I mean, they're pretty substantial, and I take another supplement that's like equally big, but it has the gelatin coating on it, and it gets stuck.
Yeah. Now she wants me to take calcium, which you know how big that is. And
they make chewable calcium sometimes.
Because I have the osteopenia in my hip, and since I fall a lot, she doesn't want me to break anything. So
it's hard.
So I'll be taking my extra vitamins, walking with my walker. No, I am not walking with a walker, unless I'd be falling every day. They are supposed to build me a ramp, though.
Oh my gosh, this is like breakfast. They're so big. I feel like I'm full.
To get the scooter, right?
Well, James said something earlier, and I agree with her. You have to do what keeps you safe and active, because if you do fall and break a hip or a leg, you're going to be sidelined. And
if I truly needed it, I would use it. But the cane works fine. It keeps me on balance. Although sometimes my cane trips. I guess I don't lift it high enough, and it catches the ground. Oh,
I can't imagine. I one time had to do crutches.
Hey, Sally.
And I could never ever. Hi, Sally. I could never get it. I could never figure it out. I ended up just using a cane at some point.
Wait, what you couldn't figure out?
What?
What you couldn't figure out?
How to use crutches.
Oh,
it was like, I mean, like, you know how like sometimes you have to like lead with one foot and not the other foot, and so then I was told to use one crutch, and it was just, I don't know, I'm not that coordinated. But I do. I tripped on solid, like flat land. Yeah. So I'm very clumsy.
A lot of times that's where I trip, but you know.
Sally's not blue. I'm going to make it blue, Sally.
Yeah, you need to be careful, Angie. I don't let, and I think it's probably because the neuropathy in my feet that I don't think Garrett's like pick up your feet when I walk and trip. So I don't know.
I'm definitely a klutz. And you can't be a klutz in certain neighborhoods because you look vulnerable and people will try to take your pocketbook.
Right.
Or, like people were saying, like you should always have your house keys in your hand. Don't look for your house keys by the door.
Mm-hmm.
Because if somebody's lurking. Anyway,
Right.
that's just an idea.
Yeah. Well, Susie, I got to get boo.
Okay. No problem. Okay, yes, some calcium needs other things with it to be absorbed. So,
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful, you know.
oh, Angie. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, I hope this is the thing. Next week we will not be on Thursday because I'm
Right.
closing on the house.
So it'll be Tuesday.
It'll be Tuesday? Okay.
Tuesday at 8:30.
Okay.
And
8:30 Southern.
8, no, yeah, 8:30, 9:30. You East guys.
East Coast. Take care,
Right.
everybody.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I appreciate
My heart never looks like a heart.
I don't know. I'll end it now. Take care.